Hi, everyone, and welcome to Eye to Eye. Federal officials hope a huge border fence will convince illegal immigrants to stay home. We've heard about this for months now, but how well will it actually work? Bill Whitaker spoke to one border agent about efforts to halt the flow of illegal entries into the United States.
So that's Mexico just right there?
Yes, right across the corrugated steel fence.
So right in here you've got two fences.
Yes.
Lights, cameras, and a lot of action.
A lot of action, absolutely, every night.
Is this where some of the violence has been perpetrated against your agents?
Yes, predominantly. We were talking about in 2007, 1 out of every 4 Border Patrol agents that was assaulted last year was an agent in San Diego sector.
Right in here?
Right in here. And this really was 68% of all that activity. The majority of assaults that we see against Border Patrol agents are right here in this Imperial Beach area of operation.
And by assault, what sort of assault? What are you talking about?
These are assaults, and if you see some of the areas down and through here is an area called Colonia Libertad.
And the houses are right up against the fence?
The houses are right up against there. The smuggling organizations move into these neighborhoods. They get up on the high points, and they bring the criminals down, and this is where they will lure Border Patrol agents in. And once the Border Patrol agents respond, they will then start throwing rocks. They will throw large boulders. They'll take slingshots with ball bearings, rifles, to do whatever they can to pin down the agents in this low area. And then what happens is once the Border Patrol agents are otherwise engaged in calling for backup, pinned down essentially, is they're moving people and narcotics on either side up and over the secondary fence.
Have you found a fence, a type of fence that actually works?
Well, if you say actually works, you mean that it absolutely stops people?
Yeah.
There's varying degrees of efficiency with the fence. One of the earlier models that we're also exploring with on the east side is to take a cylindrical tube, if you will, and place it on top of the fence. And what that does, in some cases, it spins on a single rod axle. And so what happens when the smugglers get up and they try to grab onto it, it turns. So it gives them the ability of not being able to anchor onto something on top to be able to launch themselves up and over the secondary fence. So we're always going to continue to look in modifying designs and increase the capability to buy ourselves some time and ultimately to prevent the entry in the first instance.
So when you say buy yourself some time, you're actually talking about just trying to, you want to just increase the amount of time it takes for somebody to get over these two walls so you have time to get here?
Absolutely. And we do that where the cameras really come in handy is because our camera operators look in Mexico. They look south of that primary fence, and they can see on the approach. They can see the smugglers coming up to the primary fence. As they start getting ready and they get the ladders out and they get everything set, our radio operators are already calling Border Patrol agents in this area to start responding. Because ultimately, if we can prevent the entry in the first instance, that's our goal. But in some cases, if they do breach that primary fence, we want Border Patrol agents within close proximity to be able to effect the arrest before they can get up and over the secondary fence.
Now, I was telling you that we were talking to the coyote yesterday. Yes. And he was saying that in an average week he can get about 40 people across.
Right.
Are you ever going to be able to stop somebody like him from getting people in here?
We're certainly going to try. San Diego sector agents apprehend approximately 480 individuals per day in this area of operation. That includes all the way from the ocean all the way to East County. It's a lot of people. It's a lot of activity. Now, certainly in that area, within any 24-hour period, there are going to be people that are going to be able to make it up and over the secondary fence, perhaps even through some of the deployments that we have up in these hills as well. One of the other interesting pieces of our strategy is a defense in-depth posture. In other words, we just don't have all the Border Patrol agents working in between these two fences. We have seismic sensors. We have additional detection capability north of this secondary fence. We have a lot of Border Patrol agents that are working these canyons, and we have checkpoints that work the areas of egress out as well. So again, as a layered approach, we make it more and more difficult for the smugglers to operate in this area.